And what we're going to do is actually sever. We'll probably take the one off to the right and cut it off, and then cut off the limbs, and then dissect it with a chainsaw and split it open so that you can see what has happened to the internal wooden tissue of the tree after it's been topped. You can see the large amount of wood tissue that was connected to the lower portion of the tree, and you can barely discern here where the diameter of the tree at the time the topping occurred. But what I wanted to point out before we actually dissect this is all this wood tissue, all this fresh white wood tissue, all this has grown on to the outside of the trunk. You can see the trunk is discolored. In fact, right here you can see a serious decay and cavity that is formed. And this branch is very weakly attached, but look at the size of it. It's quite large. In fact, it's just getting larger and longer and heavier and heavier. And this weak attachment is a real potential loss in windstorms. And this is the reason topping is dangerous to trees and causes discoloration and decay in trees, and why topped trees can be hazardous around sidewalks, around streets, and under and around power lines. We're actually going to dissect the portion of this branch on the other side that has been topped and has a real serious cavity, and we'll show you on the inside tissue of a tree what happens when you top trees. Well, we've eliminated the branch now. We've dissected the branch. These two were put together and we've cut them apart, folded them apart so you can see the decay. This cavity was the diameter of the tree at the time the topping event occurred. And here's this branch that's coming off. Again, it's weakly attached, and because it wasn't cut back to a lateral and properly pruned, natural target pruning, we have this cavity formed, and you can see it's already sinking all the way in, and this rot's just going to continue all the way down the tree. You can see all the discoloration in here and all this included bark because it's just weakly attached, and all of these limbs are susceptible to wind throw. This discoloration and cavity will continue all the way down the tree and weaken the tree, and besides it looks ugly when it's topped. This is just one of the reasons that we don't recommend topping it. It's actually a non-professional technique for pruning trees.